Welcome to Life Esteem, a program committed to delivering information to you and your community.
Hello and welcome to Life Esteem. Always great to have you as a viewer. And today we're going to talk to Joyce M. Davis, who is the president, really I say the CEO of the World Affairs Council of Harrisburg, and doing tremendous work. In full disclosure, Pat and I are board members of the World Affairs Council
Very
of
important
Harrisburg, and we've been so blessed to be so. Joyce, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Yeah, so you know, at our last board meeting, you were talking about all the wonderful things that are going on, and so we thought it'd be a great idea to have you come on and kind of catch everybody up to what's happening in the World Affairs Council.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm always happy to be here. I remember years ago when we first started the World Affairs Council in 2010, I came on to talk about the vision, where we thought it was going. And I will say that I think we've carried out our vision and more, considering, you know, limited resources and all of that. But to be honest, we've got a lot of wonderful things going on, from mentoring youth to educating our public about international affairs, global affairs. But you know, we've taken it another step. Harrisburg is a part of the world too. That's right. So we need to know what's going on in our own backyards before we even look overseas. So we've combined now understanding local and civic engagement issues along with the bigger picture of global issues. We do travel programs now. So we've already done several trips overseas. Last year I led one at the national level to South Africa, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. Beautiful, wonderful trip. And we also took a group, local group, this was ours, to Georgia and Kazakhstan. Another incredible trip where we met the mayors of the towns, and we met all kinds of business people who were doing things and trying to connect to the U.S. And so travel is high, and then I'm getting ready to go off, and actually tomorrow to France, to southern France, to lead the delegation, World Affairs Councils of America delegation to southern France. So we're doing that. And of course, what's most important, we've just stepped into arts. Because, you know, not a lot of people are going to be willing to sit through a boring, you know, debate even, or a conference or a forum, but they might come out to a play. That's right. They might come out to hear poetry readings from all over the world, from different poets. And you guys have been very helpful with that, with our International Poetry and Storytelling Festival. And we combine that with an outreach to our schools to let young people present their works, and we have a competition, and then we present it at the festival. And it's been wonderful because we get basically multicultural sense of what poetry is and writing is around the world.
But talk about some months back, the event that you did with Ro Brady.
Oh, Ro, well that's when we started, so the World Affairs Council now has started another branch called the Global Artists Initiative. And that Global Artists Initiative actually started because we took a chance. We took a little bit of chance of saying, well, should we get into producing a play? Should we get into actually talking about some tough local issues, but they are global too. Domestic violence, that's all over the world.
Yes, it is.
The opioid addiction issue is frankly all over the world, right? And then we're all grappling with LGBT issues. How do we manage those issues? And what do we do with how do we integrate and make that community inclusive, you know, in our society? So we took a chance and said, well, we produce this play. We worked with Ro, who's an author and now a playwright. And it was phenomenally successful. It was for 2 days. We did it at Hack, and their Black Box Theater at Hack, Rose Lehrman. And it was sold out both days.
What was the name of the play again?
It was called Colored Mamas, Black Baby Boys. And it was really, it drew in people. It was just wonderful. And we are doing another play produced by Ro again this year. I mean, not this year, but in 2019. She's starting to gear up for it now. So get ready for that one. It's called, I think it's called Snap. This is for real. And that, I know, and it's really, I think she has it, she's going to look at issues inside schools. And really all kinds of issues. And so, in fact, we're looking at staging this inside a high school, in the theater of a high school. So it should be another wonderful production.
I'm sure it will. Yeah, that's great stuff. And so, you know, you have so many different, you didn't even mention the, was it the women's, the authors tour?
Well, that's right. Well, we love to, because we want to give a voice to people also who have been voiceless. So one of the things we do is really look to find female authors and women who are doing great things. And we like to do that. Our last one was a wonderful one. We brought in a woman an Iranian woman who's written a book about basically her revolt in Iran against wearing the headscarf.
Right.
And she came in to talk about that. And she's been, I mean, we had a big debate because our vice president, I don't know if you were there, our vice president, Mehdi, nobody thought, well, let's talk about it. That's not as important an issue as all the other issues going on in Iran. Well, she took exception with that, and they got into it. But that's what we want. We want a good, honest
Healthy
dialogue and
yes.
debate.
Yeah.
So,
Which makes so much sense.
but basically, what we do bring in authors. We bring in diplomats. You know, we bring in delegations who are interested even in trade or in business investment in Harrisburg. But our main mission is really informing and engaging our community in better understanding those forces, local and global, because this is the thing, people don't realize that what happens in a tiny cave in Afghanistan could end up shaping your entire world and making you take off your shoes at the airport. So get with it. We got to know what's going on everywhere. We got to keep our antenna out and know. So that's our mission.
That's right. And that's a reference to 9/11.
That's a message. 9/11. Nobody knew what Osama bin Laden was doing. You know. Oops. That's right.
Yeah. And also you do the great decisions.
Yes. Well, great decisions. That's very good. We do that. We do one in collaboration with Frederickson Library. And basically, we're going to kickstart that in February again. This will be our 3rd year.
Okay.
So that every other Monday at 1 o'clock, we'll be going there, and we will be bringing in experts to lead discussions around 8 important topics of international affairs.
Fantastic. Good. You also have a connection with a local school.
Yes.
The Nativity. You want to talk about that?
Well, the truth is, we have connections with a lot of local schools, from Harrisburg Academy to the Harrisburg schools. But we had a special initiative going on with the Nativity School. We call it our Teaching Peace and Global Scholars. So in collaboration with the Neighborhood Dispute Settlement, Jacob Kennedy, we go there on Wednesdays and we lead them in understanding conflict resolution. And that is based on a curriculum with the United States Institute of Peace. They take the same kinds of skills that they teach to people in war zones or in really intense conflict situations, and they bring it down to the level of young people. How do you use these skills to keep from getting into trouble, to know how what about me may cause someone else to rile up,
That's right.
and how, if I see it happening, how do I mitigate? How do I tap it down a little bit? Those skills have been really vital for the boys at the Nativity School. And on the other hand, we go in and we tell them about the world. And I can tell you what is the most wonderful thing is at that age, middle school age, when you see the light go off. There's one young man I went and I just showed them the map of the world. And I said, now tell me, I'm putting you on an airplane. Where are you going to go? They just... And then there was one young man, it just clearly clicked with him. He's going to be an ambassador or something one day. He says, let me know about this, and I want to know about that. Oh, that's, I mean, he was just all into it. And you can see this. This is when you need to reach the children, and it's so important to enrich their lives outside of just the reading, writing, and math, to let them know there's a world out there.
That's a big world.
And they can explore that world.
Exactly.
Because they don't see themselves being able to do that, but it'll happen.
When somebody comes in and tell them, come with me, you can go somewhere. I mean, you guys just came back. I mean, you know how rewarding just being overseas and seeing different peoples and different cultures can be.
But I'm really looking forward to one day traveling with the World Affairs Council yourself, because we love to do that kind of, sit down, talk to officials and people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the kind of travel we do. Anyone can board a plane and go and see the sights and have a nice time. But really what we do is help you understand a little bit what's going on. All of these countries, just like ours, you go into Harrisburg or somewhere, you got all this intrigue and all this stuff going. That's happening all over the world.
All over the world.
And sometimes it really is impacting your country.
So
we go in, we help you to delve a little bit deeper to understand. If we're going to South Africa, as we are planning to do, we're not just going to go and do the tour and go to, we're going to talk to people. We're going to try to get an interview with the president. We're going to really sit down and visit. We're going to see what the their legislators are about. We're going to talk to business people, artists, and really go a little bit deeper. Because for us, the fun is also, I mean, I've traveled a lot, so I've already seen sites. For me, it's issues. What are you grappling with in your country and in your place that I can learn from, or that I might be able to help with? I don't know.
you know, I came out of the National Alliance of Third World Journalists, and so that's
Yes.
what we did.
Yeah.
We traveled quite a bit, and that organization hopefully is still going on in some form or another. But that's exactly what we are used to doing, Pat and I both.
Yeah.
And so, love to get back to that, you know, because that's so important to understand cultures, issues.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so sad that we lost, what's his name, Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
he was
yeah.
just doing tremendous
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I just watched this piece on Kenya. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what he did. He delved into it. And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know about it. So they
Yeah.
need to know that the World Affairs Council of Harrisburg is all that.
Oh, yes, we are. And I mean, what's great about us is we're all of that here in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
But we are connected to this big organization of councils around the country. There are almost 100 World Affairs Councils in the United States. And we work together. As I say, we're looking at 3 or 4 councils combining to apply for a grant to really focus on jazz musicians and how they unite cultures and unite the world. The music of jazz is one of the most conflict resolution skills, the best that you can have, because it brings people together. It's a unified language. A musician from Kenya can sit with a musician from South Korea, and they can, or North Korea, and they can speak. They can collaborate through music. So we're looking at trying to bring some very good musicians here and maybe elevate our own, so that people outside of Harrisburg know about them.
One of the things I want to talk to you about down the line is, you know, the Writers' Workshop. We've been around for 40 years, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But what I'd really like to do is somehow figure out a way to partner with you. I never want to lose my identity, so I'm always like, okay, but at the same time, I know we have to partner.
Well,
and,
the truth is, you also are the World Affairs Council. You guys were in from at the very beginning. I know you were. You were a founding member, and you came in and said, "Look, I want to be with my wife." So absolutely, and the one way is to work with the Global Artists Initiative. But you know, October 27, this is important. We're doing the International Artists Expo, the first for Harrisburg. And basically what that is about is simply providing a platform as big as we can for artists in our area, from writers to poets to painters to ceramists, you know, the whole gamut, whoever, to display their works and to network and talk to other artists. And we will have a panel discussion. It's going to be at Temple University, October 27th, starting at 2:30. The first panel will really talk about the creative experience. What is it that inspires artists in our area? What are some of the obstacles? What are those things that really prohibit you? And we're going to have the Puerto Rican artist who just moved here, Raul Cruz, actually one of the speakers, to talk about why he had to leave Puerto Rico and is now settled in Harrisburg because he couldn't continue his work, and he was looking for a place. So we have that. We have the lunch period where we will allow spoken word and music. We're trying to get the Chinese drummers to come and to drum. And then the closing will be, now here's what you know. Artists are notorious for concentrating on their work.
That's right.
And don't understand how to make money from it. Don't understand the business side of art. That closing panel will look at, so you're great. You are a great painter, you're a great writer. So how do you, first of all, widen your audience? How do you get published? How do you get in a gallery? How do you get promoted? How do people know about you? So we're going to connect them with that other side. And you know, artists are so, generally, they're just so tied to the mission of their work. They don't want to have time for the dirty money. But that's important. You know, if you're great, you need to have someone getting the word out.
You know, and I didn't think about it, but there was a young man here in Harrisburg. He's from Harrisburg, moved out to Hollywood and all that stuff. I think he's back now working in the Harrisburg School District in after-school programs. He put on a conference such as this at the State Museum. He brought in people from all over the world.
Wow.
And they were fantastic. And I mean, and then he identified all the artists in Harrisburg who've made it internationally.
Wow.
And we didn't know about them. The fashion models, the guys that did all this work on Law and Order, this and that. He knew these people.
Wow.
And so he got them, brought them in, and I emceed the program, and that thing was fantastic. And it just did it that one time, and I wish it would. But I got to think of his name, because hopefully
it would be good to talk to him.
I would definitely like to connect you to him.
Well, you're going to moderate. I think you've agreed to moderate the first panel on the creative process. So
absolutely, looking forward to it.
And
By the way, Rose is doing an excellent job. Rose Brady's
Yes,
fantastic.
she's good, easy to work with, and she's come in.
Yeah.
This is her heart. This is
Yeah.
what she wants to
That's
do.
right.
So, and this was like, I mean, when we brought in Rowan after the play was so successful, I said, well, this is good,
Yeah.
but we're really not just about promoting one art. We want to,
Right.
how can we do, and that's why we've
Yes.
thought of the International Artists
Right.
Expo.
Yeah.
This will connect the World Affairs Council to a lot of different, and see who is the next one we can perhaps sponsor or support.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Well,
Yeah.
you're a visionary, but you also are someone who makes it happen. And that's one of the things that we all admire about you. And you go so fast, we're sitting there like, what? What's coming up next? Wow.
A ball of energy.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we didn't even mention the fact that in your other life,
Yeah.
you are the mayor's.
well, I'm the Director of Communications
Director
for
of
the City of Harrisburg.
And-
A full-time job.
Full-time job.
Yeah.
You're also an author.
Yes,
And how
I
many
am.
books have
Yes.
you produced at
Yes,
this point?
I've written 2 books and a chapter and a 3rd book, and I'm working on another book. I'm at, I don't have a whole lot of time, as you know, the artistic process, you need downtime, but I have organized, I've already given several talks on the demise of American journalism. Because as you may or may not, I've spent 35 years as a journalist at the local, national, and international level.
Yes.
So I've actually seen it all. I've been in print, I've been in broadcast. And actually my career, I have seen tracked why American journalism is in the state it is now, able to be vulnerable to attacks from the president and others. I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but it's clear something is now wrong with American journalism, being attacked from outside, but we know inside, or journalists know inside, there are serious problems. Coverage of local issues, local media is really a problem.
Yes.
And people need to know there is a role for the media in a democracy, and that media must be strong to maintain a democracy. So, yes, I've been an author and writing, and on the other side, journalism and all this is very, very dear to me because, even though I'm now on the other side with the mayor, but I must say this Mayor Pappenfuss, is very supportive. I mean, I could not work for a better person.
Fantastic.
He's very supportive of everything I do, especially the World Affairs Council, because he knows how important it is, and all of the other things we're trying to do in the city, actually, to keep people informed. So.
Yeah.
Well, talk also about how young people have been involved and engaged in your.
Oh, yes. Well, we have an internship program, for
Yeah.
one thing. Well, each year, in addition to our International Poetry and Storytelling Competition, where we ask young people in high schools to write about issues that are related to MLK, the Martin Luther King, but we also have our summer internship program, and an internship program throughout the year, but it kicks into high gear during the summer when we have college and high school kids come in, and their mission is to produce the International Young Leaders Conference and Career Fair in August. That this year, the past 2 years, were held at Harrisburg University. And so our mentoring of high school and college students is very, very important. Right now, I have an intern from Lebanon Valley College working with me, Mai Fan. And she will be coming with me in next month to the national conference, World Affairs Councils of America National Conference. They provided a scholarship to pay for her way. And there she will be able to talk to meet all kinds of different people from all over the world, from Congress, from the think tanks in Washington, diplomats. So it's a wonderful opportunity for her. But this, to me, is the single biggest thing that the World Affairs Council is doing. Working with young people. And I am convinced, I put it this way, it's rather dramatic, that we are nurturing the next Secretary of State, Vice President, President. We don't know, but I can tell you the young people that come through the World Affairs Councils are quality people. And I already have had to be interviewed by Secret Service agents and all that for young people who came through us, who are now applying and getting ready to step into State Department positions.
Wonderful. Wow.
So, and I warn young people, whatever you do here, they're going to come back and ask, especially if you're going in the diplomatic corps. And I have been able to give nothing but glowing reviews. Yes, this is the kind of person we want in the State Department. Yes, this is the kind of person we want in Homeland Security. So we are making a difference in Harrisburg and around the world.
But also, you recognize, acknowledge community organizations and individuals. Talk about those two.
Well, yeah, one of the things I realized that, people, they work so hard behind the scenes. I mean, we have so many great organizations and people like you who simply keep giving to the community. And so we wanted a way that we would honor them. So we do that twice a year. At our Peace Symposium, our International Peace Symposium, we honor peacemakers in our midst. And this year at Elizabethtown College, we were able to honor Chris Franklin.
Yes.
Who, as we all know,
graduate.
yes, Susquehanna Township graduate, who is a Harlem Globetrotter, right?
Yes.
Goes all over the world.
Yes,
He rushed back from China to receive the award. But he does phenomenal things
he
and
does.
is a wonderful role model for young people. Very peace-loving person. We had several of them. Dr. Fenor, who's at Central Penn College. We had Becky Boone, who goes and dances at the Peace Thing. We honored her. We honored a professor at Elizabethtown College who is actually doing a program, a course on peace and music. So we had wonderful people, and we honored the Pennsylvania, the Capitol Police, because little did we know when they came to speak, they have this role of trying to keep peace between extremists at these rallies on both sides, and they try to tap down. So they're worthy of being honored, you know. So we do that, and then in May we do our Torch Awards. And these are for people and organizations who get it, who understand the importance of global engagement, of global enlightenment, of learning and connecting our communities to the world.
Sure. So how does one become a member of the World Affairs Council of
It's
Harrisburg?
easy. You just come to our events. If you go to our website, wacharrisburg.org, wacharrisburg.org, you just join or donate here or whatever. But it's very easy. You just go there and you sign up. And on our website, there are many information about all of our upcoming activities. There's a calendar, so it's not hard at all. And of course, you can reach us at Gmail, wacharrisburg@gmail.com. And send an email, and we'll get you information on joining.
We got to mention that your family is also involved.
Yes,
Brother Reverend Pastor Russell Goodman.
Yeah, my husband has just stepped into pastoring Riverside United Methodist Church, and we're doing some wonderful things there. We're just starting to open a Riverside Community Center. And that way we want this church to engage the community around it and wider. And one of the ways we want to have a lot of forums and discussions, but one of the ways we also have a monthly now gospel jazz dinner. And the first one was phenomenal with the Stevenson twins. We're looking at the next one, October 20th. And we just think some people want sometimes a different way to worship and to fellowship, and this will do it. This will do it. You sit down to your jazz, you got great food, and it's just a different experience.
And that's a Saturday evening?
This will be a Saturday evening. The first one was on a Friday. This one with the Stevensons. The next one will be on a Saturday from 6 to 8.
Okay, the date of that one?
October 20th.
Yeah, wonderful.
And it's going to be good food, great food, and we make the table setting look so nice, and so the atmosphere is beautiful.
I love that.
Well, reserve two
We
seats
invite
for
you
us.
to come. Yes,
Plan on
wonderful.
being there.
We can do Saturday.
Okay,
And Riverside is over, what's your location?
Riverside is 3200 North 3rd. 3200 North 3rd. And you know, it's a wonderful little church, but that church, I can tell you, is going to explode because of all of the energy. We see people coming in now who are they're just excited about trying to do good in the world and trying to connect the world with the heavens. So I think we're headed in a very good direction.
And you also have a son that's extremely involved.
Yes, well, my son
club.
just gave the message last Sunday, and which was very good. And actually, the message was very interesting because he asked the question that we all, I think, should ask ourselves: whose feet are you washing? Who are you helping in the world? Is there anybody you can point to that is in need, and you're there standing alongside of them? If you're not saying that, I don't know that. You know, what's your point in being here? So who are you helping?
I like the part where he said, "Now I'm not telling you to go out there and pull someone's shoes off." I said, "Go ahead, Cole." It was good. It was very good.
No, Cole is very active and engaged, and we worry about him a little bit because with young men, especially young black men who are out there, people may not know this, but they get attacked. We know there's an active extremist group, neo-Nazis, and they look for young people like him who are out there. But I will say this, he seems to have a calling. He says, I don't care how much I'm attacked, I'm going to be out there and I'm going to be working for my community. And he sees his calling in politics, so who knows where he's coming, what will come next.
But Cole's also lived overseas.
Yes, he
traveled.
has.
Talk about that.
Well, we, as you well know, when we came to Harrisburg, we had been living in Prague for 4 years. I'd been the director of programs for Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Central Asia. Those were my broadcasts. We had television, radio, and internet, just starting the internet. And Cole grew up in Prague. He grew up from about 9 to, and we left when he was about 14. and came to Harrisburg. So he has a soft spot for Czech Republic and for Prague, for sure. And yes, he traveled everywhere and was a great little soccer player there. So they all went to soccer tournaments throughout Europe. And during the summers,
he started a soccer thing.
yes, he was working with the soccer program. Well, he's been in soccer all over, and was serving with the soccer program at the Nativity School. So, and has done wonderful things with those young people. Yeah.
I first met Cole at the Harrisburg Academy. I was giving a little talk over there, and I remember he was there. And of course, I didn't know you at the time in the Cole connection. Then after I met you, of course, I saw Cole.
Oh, so you met him first?
I met him first. I really did, right there. Harrisburg Academy. Yes, indeed. So. Well, this is great stuff. You're doing a fantastic job with the World Affairs Council.
Well, again, can't do it without support.
Yeah.
And people like you who've come alongside, saw the vision, and said, yeah, we're going to help. Because honestly, there's nothing you can do alone.
That's right.
There's
Amen.
just nothing you can
That's
do
right.
alone.
That's
Certainly nothing like this. But we keep pushing. We look behind us, see there are people. Look on the side, it's there are people. Gives you strength to go the
That's
next
right.
mile.
That's right. But you do a wonderful job of getting sponsors. Who are some of the sponsors that you've had?
That's
over
a
the
very
years?
good thing. We get, well, first of all, we get EITC donations from Mid-Penn Bank, and we're talking to them now about renewing that. We get UPMC Pinnacles, was a great sponsor of especially our Global Artists, the play that we put on. Highmark has donated funds to us. So, and all of our universities, Elizabethtown College, Harrisburg University, Central Penn, they all have come alongside to provide financial and resources. And Temple is where our offices are. Temple University, Harrisburg, and Link Martin, they could not be more supportive.
Yeah, and that office is what, in the Strawberry Square?
Strawberry Square, where our office is on the second floor, and many of our events are held at Temple University.
Yeah, I was going to say, sure.
And now it's easier because after 5, there's free parking, so when we give an event, you don't have to worry about parking.
Thank goodness.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was an issue.
Yes, it was.
I know we're running quickly out of time. I do want to mention that we do have what's called the Annual Multicultural Storytelling Festival, sponsored by the Writers Workshop, and it is something that's open to everybody. And last year was a blast. We had people from all walks of life come in and just tell a piece of their story. Or someone else's story, you know. But we enjoy doing it. It's from 2 to 4 at the State Museum of Pennsylvania, 300 North Street in Harrisburg. And it's free and open, there's no cost. And if you would like to be a storyteller that day, just give us a call at 717-608-2312, or just show up. We'd just love to have you. That's Sunday, October the 14th. And we're going to have a lot of fun, okay? Anyhow, World Affairs Council, Joyce, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
So much.
Yeah, you do so much. And we want to thank you for watching this program. Please support the World Affairs Council of Harrisburg. You'll be blessed if you do, because they bring in international speakers, tremendous programming, and the issues that are raised are things that we think about, but we don't know what to do about them. So, you know, let's get involved, okay? It's a big world out there, and we need to be a part of it. Thank you so much for watching Life Esteem, and hope to see you next time here on Life Esteem. Goodbye.
Yeah.